Hi everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Today is 20th of November and I welcome you all to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, in this particular video, we are going to take up entire analysis of Hindu newspaper. We'll take all articles along with the background as well as their way forward. And also I would like to tell you that you can download the notes of this entire session from our Telegram channel. Link for Telegram is given in description box in YouTube. So from there you can go to Telegram and from there you can download notes of this session. First of all, let's take overview of entire newspaper so that we can understand that which articles are relevant for our examination in today's paper. So here we have Delhi edition. First article is about the World Cup final for the World Cup of cricket that happened yesterday. Okay, then workers complete a week in tunnel. So we have seen that last week in a tragic incident, roof of a tunnel collapsed and around 40 workers have trapped in that. Okay, up till now their rescue operation is going on. Okay, so this is about that. However, guys, for examinations, we don't have much relevant articles in the first page. Here we have one article, tentative Gaza deal reached to free hostages and pause fighting. But this is a kind of a report. We don't know whether it will happen or not. In few days, more clarity will come. One thing. Secondly, you are not required to track everyday development that is going on vis-a-vis Israel-Hamas war that is going on. However, there are some good articles that come in editorial section which put forward that how geopolitics of this particular region is undergoing a change or what impact will be there on India, India's interest, India's foreign policy. Those kind of developments are important for examination, but everyday details are not needed to be seen essentially. Then further moving on, scholar stand by his lecture at OP Jindal University, regrets its misinterpretation. So guys, what actually happened, one of a professor in OP Jindal Global University given a lecture with respect to the Palestine, Israel. That lecture has not been liked by the diplomat, okay, ambassador of Israel, okay, and all that thing is going on. However, for examination, again, no need to go in this particular detail. Why I am focusing on this thing? Because guys, often we end up wasting a lot of time while skimming through the newspaper and we start reading those articles which are not important for examination. Now, however, if you have interest, you should read it, not at all a problem, but you should have a clarity in mind that you are reading it for interest, not for examination. Okay, moving on, then in city section we have the regional issues and articles. So Chhat celebrations going on in Delhi, advertisements etc are there. So largely we don't have much relevant articles here. Most of the political developments are there. So we'll reach to editorial section, and in editorial, first article that we have here, partisan mischief. We'll take this particular article. Article is discussing about the controversy going on between governor and few of the states. Will take this article, a former home secretary and her dangerous legacy. Okay, so Suela Beverman, Rishi Sunak's, okay, so Rishi, who is Rishi Sunak's home secretary, she has been sacked for defying her boss, okay, and has published an opinion piece. So article is on that particular detail. All the nitty-gritties and hairline details of Sula Beverman case has been given. I have read this entire article, but for examination, academic substance is not given. Again, for your interest, if you want, you can read it, but for examination, much academic substance is not there. Then guys, steering road safety in India back into right lane. We'll take this particular article for examination. Okay, competitive populism. So how BJP and other different governments, okay, are promising certain populistic measures, that is given here in this article. Then further moving on, next, making public education inclusive. Now guys, very good article on education. Case study of Odisha has been given, an excellent article. Okay, we'll take this for examination. Then moving on, Telangana leads in economic indicators, lags in social measures. Now guys, understand, so here in this particular article, Telangana specific datas from the National Family Health Survey has been given. For example, female population age 6 who ever attended the school, what is their percentage, and all such things have been given. For UPSC, article is not that much relevant, but if you are preparing for the state examinations in Telangana, you can take down some data. Beyond data, conceptual aspect is not here. Okay, moving on guys, in this particular capacity, text and context page, the role of governor in legislature. So there are today 3 articles on governor that has been published in newspaper. One is this article, one article already we saw in editorial, and one more article is there. So we have clubbed all this article and will do a comprehensive coverage of this entire issue. Okay, then further moving on, what is the status of Georgia election fraud case? Not important for examination, no need to go. How Amazon is plumbing warehouses with robots amid worker safety concerns. Then guys, further moving on, Supreme Court to hear Tamil Nadu, Kerala petition against their governors today. So we'll take this particular article also. Then guys, Indian Air Force chief stresses need to invest in new technologies. Okay, so basically guys, it has been seen that India needs more strategic assets, aircrafts, because of obvious reasons that we are facing right now. Okay, then further moving on in this particular direction. Okay, here there is one article, legal experts divided on self-regulation provisions in the draft broadcasting bill. Okay, now I want to explain a very important thing with the help of this particular article. See, draft broadcasting bill. Okay, so recently what has happened, this draft broadcasting services bill 2023 was floated. Okay, now on this draft bill, what are the problems or what are the concerns by the experts that have been provided here in bits and pieces? Understand one thing. Now guys, see, there are so many bills that are being floated, particularly the draft bills that are being floated in the public domain after every session of parliament that is held. So guys, actually there are hundreds of the bills that are out there in the domain. Now, are you really required to track every bill at the draft stage? Okay, first of all, every bill is not important for our UPSC examination. Some key legislations are important for our examination. For example, recently the government floated 3 bills to replace the IPC, CRPC and Indian Evidence Act. That is important. But one more thing you need to understand, that you need not to track bill at the draft stage, because at a draft stage there will be many public comments that will come. Some of them will be accepted, some of them will be rejected. Then bill will be given to, might be given to a committee. Then the committee will give certain suggestions. Some of them will be adopted. Then bill will go to parliament for the discussion. There will be some amendment, etc. that will come. Okay, point that I am trying to make is that from draft to final act, a lot of changes will come in between. So don't unnecessarily waste a lot of time tracking every development, every comment that is given onto the draft, because a lot of things might get changed. Okay, so for that particular time, I hope you got that particular point that I'm making. Then assembly poll page we have. Okay, moving on in this particular direction. Here we have this particular article, 77 Indian military personnel in Maldives pact reviewed. We'll see this particular article as what it is talking about. Then political statements, etc. are there, not much important for examination. Okay, health workers evacuate 31 very sick babies from Gaza hospital. So at least here we can see that the humanity has prevailed. Okay, delegations from Palestinian Authority, Muslim nations to visit China amid Gaza war, not important for examination. Moving on guys, after that we have today money wise page. So on Monday, business page or economy page is not published in Hindu newspaper. This money wise page comes, which gives advisories related to portfolio management, stock markets, taxations, etc. that is there. Okay, not important article for examination. Okay, for UPSC. Then sports page we have. So the entire page is filled with the Cricket World Cup, which has been won by Australia. Then moving on guys, in the last we have science page. Fine. Yes. So chimeras host to multiple genotypes and maybe human organs. Will take this particular article also for examination. So this is guys all about this particular newspaper overview, and let's discuss all relevant articles one by one in detail. And guys, if you have any doubt, please leave your doubt in comment box. After session I will address them all. Fine, so that we don't disturb the flow of the class. Okay, now taking it up. Okay, so I told you that synoptic notes are available on Telegram channel. You can download these particular notes. Okay, moving on. So every class we start with a GS quotation. So we'll take quotation today from Mahatma Gandhi. So Gandhi ji says, if we want to reach real peace in this world, we should start educating children. We should start educating children. Now, why we need to focus on children's education? Number one, childrens are the future of our country, they are the future of the world. And as they are going to be succeeding generation, if they are educated today, if we can free them from dogmas, prejudices, stereotypes, the world will become a better place. And what is the meaning of this particular word education? Education does not means just the knowledge of facts, data. Education means that value inculcation has to be there, moral upliftment has to be there, as well as academic excellence is also to be achieved. Okay, so scientific knowledge, rational knowledge, value based education is something that is needed, which is to be inculcated in our children, as they are going to be the succeeding generations, they will drive the future. That is the only hope which can bring the real peace. Because guys, why often conflicts are there in the world? Conflicts are there because we become rigid on our dogmas, we become rigid on our ideologies, we are not tolerant. Why we are not tolerant? Because of the lack of moral values that are there. So real education can make the biggest difference here. You can use this particular idea in GS paper number 4 ethics, as well as in basically as well as in essays also you can use this particular idea. So that is all about the quotation. And now let's take first article for today. Okay, fine. So this particular article we have taken from science section, and this particular article guys will be important for GS paper number 3 science and technology, as well as for GS paper number 4 ethics, biomedical ethics, which comes under applied ethics. Applied ethics is under the dimension of ethics, and dimension of ethics will be in the topic number 1. So topic number 1 ethics, we will take this particular article along with GS paper number 3, we'll see this article. First of all guys, let's discuss some basic background information that will be important for you to make sense of this particular article. Now guys, if we talk about today, many people are facing life limiting diseases, okay, and many of them could be saved if some organ transplant is made available. For example, many people want the heart transplant, many people want kidney transplant, okay, or many other different organ transplant. If we take their number, around 3 lakh people, they are waiting for an organ transplant in India alone, okay, and global number is far higher. But out of these 3 lakh people, only fractions are able to get an organ. Majority of them are not able to get an organ. There is a huge disparity between the number of people who want an organ and number of donors that are there. In this particular capacity, certain solution are there with the science. So science has certain solution. What is a solution? One solution is there that we can use animals. Within animals, certain body organs can be grown, which can be harvested, and then those body organs can be planted in humans. Okay, in this particular way, this shortage that is there, it can be minimized. Now guys, understand this particular thing. You cannot forcefully pressurize a person that you have to donate your organs, okay, but organs can be cultivated in animals, they can be harvested, and then they can be planted in humans. So basically in this capacity, certain attempts are being made. And guys, recently what has happened, they successfully find animal heart valves have been used for human surgeries. Okay, so basically animals heart valves are being used, they are being harvested, and they are being planted in humans, and by using the animal heart valves, human lives have been saved. Also guys, a lot of advancement has recently happened in the pluripotent stem cell technology. Pluripotent stem cell technology. Now what is this pluripotent stem cell technology? Guys, here the word pluripotent, pluri means multiple, pluri means multiple, potent means ability, potency means ability. So basically pluripotent stem cells, these are the basically guys, understand this thing, pluripotent stem cells, these are those kind of cells which can grow in any type of a tissue that you desire. Are you getting it or not? They are pluripotent means they can grow in any type of a tissue. So basically we have developed huge advancement into the pluripotent stem cells. It means that we can make any type of a body organ. We can make any type of a body organ. These stem cells can grow in any type of an organ. They can grow in any kind of a tissue. Okay, we can do that particular thing. And for that particular thing, we are using animals. In the animals' bodies, fine, we are harvesting the pluripotent stem cell technologies, and by that we can harvest organs and can give to humans. Okay, but and guys, in this particular capacity, there comes the concept of chimeric animals. Chimeric animals. Now, what is a chimera? What is a chimera? So here you can see this particular picture. You can see this particular picture. Okay. Now here, if you see this particular picture, here we have this animal, which we see that it looks like a lion also. It looks like a python also. It looks like a goat also, something like this. So this is a chimera. Now, chimeras have been there in mythologies, where we see that one animal has the qualities or traits or physical features of multiple animals. That is a chimera. So, for example, a flying horse, which often we call as a unicorn, it is also referred to as a chimera. Now, what is the chimera? Okay, and why we are using this particular word chimera in this particular article? Listen, understand, let's understand this particular thing. So basically, first of all, a genetic chimera is a single organism composed of cells of more than one distinct genotype. Okay, now understand this particular thing, guys. Today what we are doing, we are inducing animals with a particular type of a human cells, so that a particular functionality in a animal or a particular organ in an animal can be grown. That organ which has been grown in an animal will be harvested for humans. So basically what is happening today, we are making animals which will have their own genetic makeup, and certain human cells will also be induced in them. So basically this animal will have these particular animals will be called as the chimeras, because they will have certain human cells and they will have their own genetic material, they will have their own animal cells also. Now, basically it has been said that we are going in this particular territory, but first of all, we don't know that what will be the future impact of this particular thing. Often there are many ethical issues that have come. We'll discuss that particular thing. Now, first of all, the article is explaining that these chimeras, these genetic chimeras are not a new thing. It is not something that has never happened. These genetic chimeras have existed in nature also. What is a genetic chimera? In which genetic material of multiple species are there. That is a genetic chimera. So, for example, half-side bajriga. Okay, so this is a common parakeet. Okay, a common parakeet type of a parrot. Often you have seen that this is a type of a parrot which have multiple colors, and these different colors comes because of the chimerism. Now, how this chimeric creatures, chimeric animals can be cultivated? So when two differently fertilized zygotes, when they will be fused together, okay, zygote A, fine, zygote B, when they will be fused together, then the offspring that will be there will have certain chimeric qualities, will have genetic structure, will be having genetic features from both of these particular two zygotes that have been there. Okay, so basically we are developing these particular chimeras. Okay, so what actually we are doing, we are inducing rats, we are inducing pigs, rats, pigs, etc. We are inducing them with the human cells, and we are trying to grow organs in them. Those organs will be then planted in humans. But there will be many problems, first of all, that are there. For example, when we talk about the pigs, cows, mice, rats, they are evolutionary very much different from the humans. So will that particular thing be effective in the long run or not? For example, certain tissues, certain cells that are being harvested in cows, pigs, can the organs that will grow out of them, will they be sustainable in humans or not? We don't have much of the knowledge. Recently, guys, what has happened, one infant chimeric monkey one infant chimeric monkey has been developed by the scientist. Okay, now understand this particular thing, that often when you are harvesting these animals and then you are retrieving their organs or you are retrieving their tissues and planting them in humans, it also opens up ethical questions also. Now, what type of ethical question opens up here in this particular capacity? Listen, certain ethical questions also open up. Now, the ethical questions that comes here is that, is it right? Is it right that you are growing a particular creature only for the sake of humans? Okay, is it right? Now, guys, understand this particular thing. Many people have been opponent of non-vegetarian diets. For example, you are growing chicken so that human can consume them. They say that it is unethical. So it is said that as chickens are being grown for human consumption, here also these particular animals are being cultivated for the human consumption also. Okay, is it right? Fine. Now in this particular capacity, guys, a consequentialist will say that if it leads to greatest happiness of greatest number, it is right. It is not at all a problem. Moreover, guys, I want to give you two more keywords. You can use it in your ethics answer. Extropianism and transhumanism. Okay, extropianist and transhumanist. So extropianism and transhumanism, they will support the idea that science exists for human welfare. Science exists for human welfare and human benefit. Okay, and through science, if we can improve the quality of life for humans, it is always ethical. It is always ethical. So even this chimerism will be supported by extropianism and transhumanism. Also, consequentialist will support it. Consequentialist will support it. Okay, so this is something that is there. But on the other hand, guys, when we talk about the deontologist, now deontologist specifically focuses on the way. They specifically focuses on the process. Now understand this thing. Deontologist though have this particular central premise that humans are the end, humans are the goal. Okay, but at the same time they also focuses on way, they are also focuses on the process, they also focuses on means, how a particular goal is being achieved. Okay, so basically on that particular front, this particular way of harvesting human or animal organs and using in human might not be ethically justified. Okay, so there are the, on one hand there are supports, on another hand there are the criticism also that are there. So therefore it has become a kind of an ethical controversy also. So in biomedical ethics you can put it as an example, okay. So I hope that you have understood it. One more thing, guys, you are not required to go too much in detail, okay, with respect to how biologically this process will be carried up, because such kind of a deep-seated questions are not usually asked in our examinations. Okay, so I hope that you have understood it. Now, moving to next article, the role of governor in legislature. Okay, Supreme Court to hear Tamil Nadu, Kerala petitions against their governors today, partisan mischief. So all these particular articles are on our GS paper number 2, GS paper number 2 polity, GS paper number 2 polity, and issues related to position of governor. Now, first of all, guys, let me give you some basic information here and then we'll go in detail of this particular article. Okay, first of all, let's take some basic information and then we'll go in the details. So basically what has happened, multiple state governments, they have approached Supreme Court. For example, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, earlier Punjab, they have approached Supreme Court on the issue that governor is acting in a partisan capacity. They say this particular thing that we have. Now you might be knowing that as per the Constitution of India, if any particular bill is passed by a state legislative assembly, then that particular bill has to be given approval by governor. Only then that particular bill will convert in an act. But these states are saying that governor is not passing the bill. governor has either withheld the assent on that particular bill, or governor is keeping bill in the pocket, is not giving assent. And because of this particular thing, developmental work, welfare work is getting delayed. Okay, and they want that some timeline should be fixed on governor, that within this time you have to give assent. Also, governor should be given a clear indication that you cannot withhold assent over a bill. So for this matter, government, the different states have approached Supreme Court. Now first of all, let's understand this particular controversy little bit more. So guys, every time you might be hearing about Tamil Nadu controversy. So first of all guys, let me tell you. So basically Tamil Nadu has passed a set of bill, okay, which seeks to take away governor's power to appoint vice chancellors of universities, and this particular power of governor will be given to state government. This particular power of governor will be given to state government. Okay, so this particular bill has not been given approval by governor. Now they have went to Supreme Court. Okay, now first of all, let's understand a few basic things here. Yes, so you need to know Article 200 of Constitution. So when we talk about Article 200 of Constitution of India, Article 200 provides this particular thing, that whenever a bill will be passed by state assembly, and then that particular bill will be presented to governor for the assent, then governor will have four alternatives. Alternative number one, the governor can give assent to bill. After that, bill will be converted in an act. Option number two, they might withhold assent to bill. Means they say that will not give assent, they will withhold assent. Then what happens? That particular bill will fail to become a law. That bill will end there. Option number three, they might return bill to assembly for reconsideration. Okay, that you reconsider that particular bill. However, if it is a money bill, then it cannot be sent back for reconsideration. So if it is not a money bill, then that particular bill can be given for reconsideration. However, guys, after reconsideration, if state legislature sends bill again to governor, then governor has to sign that, governor has to give assent. Okay, and fourth is that governor can reserve a bill for consideration of president, Okay, now guys, understand this particular thing, that Supreme Court has given certain judgments in this particular power, in this context of Article 200, or generally in the context of governor's power. Okay, in context of governor's power, Supreme Court has given judgment. Okay, here we have one particular judgment, that is Shamsher Singh case of 1974. Shamsher Singh case of 1974. Now this particular Shamsher Singh judgment is popular judgment because it provided this thing, that governor is bound by the advice of Council of Minister. Everything that governor has to do has to be done after the advice of Council of Minister. So here it also provided this particular thing, that governor does not has a discretionary power while withholding assent or returning to a bill. So when governor withholds assent, means that I will not give assent. That power also is not a discretionary power. That power governor will exercise only when Council of Minister of the state will advise. And why Council of Minister will advise that thing? So it happens in few circumstances. For example, if a private member bill has been passed by assembly and government does not want that private member bill should be passed. What is a private member bill? Any bill that was proposed by a member of legislative assembly who is not a minister, that member is called as a private member bill. If that bill somehow got passed by the assembly, then for that particular type of a bill, Council of Minister will say to governor that please don't give approval. Governor will withhold approval. This is something that happens. Or there might be the situation that a bill got passed by assembly, then public backlash has come, or situations might have changed, and now government does not want that that particular bill should be passed. So the Council of Minister can advise governor that you please withhold assent. Okay, or suppose bill got passed by assembly, okay, and in the meantime government got collapsed, or new elections have been held, and a new government that has come. This new government tells to governor that don't give approval to this particular bill because it was passed by the earlier government. In that particular case, we find this particular thing, that governor can withhold assent. In all these particular cases. So one thing becomes clear here. that governor does not has discretionary power. Governor will exercise this particular power only when state government, council of minister will advise to governor. Okay. Secondly, it has also been provided. Secondly, it has also been provided that even return of the bill, simply you're returning the bill, that also has to be done only after government gives you advice. That also is not a discretionary power, but many times governor has used it without, governor has used it as per their discretion without the advice also. For example, Tamil Nadu governor returned the bill prohibiting online gambling. Okay, so they have exercised this power in independent capacity also, but according to Supreme Court, here also here also they don't have their independent power. Okay. Also guys, here if we see which type of bills are referred to president. So every matter should not be referred to president. To president also only those matters should be referred which are impacting the power of high court, or suppose now you might be knowing about concurrent list. So seventh schedule of Indian Constitution has union list, on which they union list, in this list there are those subjects on which only parliament can make law. State list, it contains those subjects on which only state government can make law. Concurrent list, it contains subject on which state as well as parliament both can make the law. So suppose state government is making a law on any subject of concurrent list, and if governor thinks that this particular law will come in contradiction with the union law already existing, then that particular bill can be given to president, and then president will decide what is to be done. And in this capacity also there is a Sarkaria Commission report. So Sarkaria Commission, which was constituted in 1987, it recommended that even if a bill has been given to president also should keep time in the mind, and president should consider that particular bill. First of all, in rare conditions only bill is to be given to president, already I have told you. Secondly, even if the bill is with the president needs to decide on that particular bill in maximum 6 months period. That is something that has been there. Also, if president is withholding assent, then why president has withheld assent? What are the reasons? Those reasons should be very clearly communicated to state government, fine, in the time manner. Also guys, fine. So here we have, some people call it Panchi Commission, somebody call it as Punchi Commission. So whatever you like, you can call it. Okay. So as per the Punchi Commission or Panchi Commission, whatever you like, you can say it. It has recommended this particular thing, that we need to ensure that governor gives the assent within period of 6 months. Okay. Now up till now there is also one more controversy that is going on, that governor keeps the bill in pocket, and for a very considerable period of time governor does not, neither rejects bill nor approves the bill. So for that particular thing, 6 months time period has been suggested by the Panchi Commission. Okay, so this is something guys that has happened. Some Sher Singh judgment, Sarkaria Commission, Punchi Commission. Please ensure that you note down these particular things in your notebook, or you download this synoptic notes. Now there is also one more controversy. In past, many of chief ministers, many of political leaders, okay, many of the people, they have said that at all we need to abolish position of governor. They say this particular thing, that governor is not serving any meaningful purpose in the India's polity. But it has been seen that no, governor's position should actually not be abolished, it should be reformed, because governor plays a very important role. Now guys, we see this particular thing, that governor acts as appointee of center, and this appointee of center might be required to maintain the unity and integrity of nation in critical times. Okay, so abolishing is not a right way, rather we need to reform. And guys, when we talk about reforming, first of all there are the moral reforms that should be there. It has been said that basically we have seen that where these disputes happen between governor and states, largely they happen when the political party at center is different and political party in state is different. In these matters these things happen. So basically it has been provided by Supreme Court that governor and chief minister need to do a little bit of a soul searching. They need to ensure that their own political rivalries should not be exploited, should not come in between the welfare of the public. They should do some soul searching. Okay. Also, it has been provided that Punchi Commission's one recommendation can be now implemented. What is this Punchi Commission recommendation? Now, guys, you know this particular thing that governor is appointed by the president, and by president we mean central government. In this capacity, guys, state government does not have any power with respect to appointment of governor or with respect to the removal of governor. But it has been said that state government should be given power for the impeachment of governor. So right now there is this provision does not exist. So an impeachment of governor should be allowed under the constitution and power should be given to state government in this particular capacity. So this has been suggested. So this is, guys, all about this particular article, and guys, please ensure that you take down this particular notes, or please download the synoptic notes, because this governor controversy has happened multiple times in this year, last year. So there is a big time probability that a question on this particular line can be asked. Okay, that is about this article. And now moving to next article. Okay, making public education inclusive. So this is, guys, actually a very good article, an excellent article that has been published, and here we are going to see certain case studies with respect to the Odisha. So Odisha's educational initiatives are mentioned in this particular article. We are going to discuss them, and guys, please do write about them in your answers, because such kind of a case studies, if you write, they are appreciated by UPSC and you get really good marks. Okay, let's take that. So GS2, education and related issues. Let's take the article. Okay, so guys, when we talk about education, you can take down one quotation by Aristotle. Okay, so Aristotle once said, education is a refuge in adversity and ornament in prosperity. Education is a refuge in adversity. Adversity means the times of crisis. And an ornament. Ornament means a jewelry. And an ornament in the times of prosperity. So when there's a times of prosperity, education is an ornament, will enhance your beauty. But in the times of adversity, times of crisis, education is a refuge. Okay, education equips you with life skills. Education equips you with certain vocations, okay, which can be used into the times of adversity. So education therefore is very important, and education is even a human right also. In the Constitution of India, after 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, we have made education as a fundamental right also. But at the same time, we also know this particular thing, that good quality education, accessible education is still a dream in India for a large number of people. And guys, even we know this particular thing, that though you have a fundamental right to education, but many number of times in government schools, pedagogy is not up to the mark. And because of that, parents, they are sending their children to private education. And for that, a lot of disposable income is just being spent in the education. And guys, here we have one particular study by IIM. Okay, so according to IIM Ahmedabad's Right to Education Resource Center, they have confirmed that parents lack trust in government schools because of the poor quality of education and prefer to send their children to private English medium schools. Okay, this is something that is there. Now guys, Odisha has taken certain reforms in this particular direction, and this basically there are actually few initiatives of Odisha government which we are going to see, and you can write them in your answers. So what are them? Please see them. Let's see them one by one. So first of all is Odisha's Adarsh Vidyalaya initiative. We'll discuss that. Then there is Mo School initiative of Odisha. We'll discuss this also. Then 5T High School Transformation Program, and one is SAP program, that also we'll see. So first of all, let's discuss the Odisha's OAV model. First of all, guys, this OAV, that is Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. Okay. So first of all, guys, what has happened recently? Education World India School Ranking 2022-2023. Okay, it ranked the OAV in Polasara. Fine, Polasara is a block in Ganjam district. It ranked it as the fifth best school. Means OAV schools, they are not just an ambitious program. Schools which are the Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya, they are also being certified as the best schools. For example, Education World India School Ranking has certified one of an OAV school as a fifth best school into the government run category. Okay, so this is to substitute that yes, these schools have delivered on the ground also. Let's understand that what is this Odisha OAV school, that is Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. So basically guys, Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya, they are they are English medium schools. They are English medium schools, and these English medium schools have been developed in 314 blocks in the rural and semi-urban areas. Okay, now this number is not that much important. What are the features of this Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya? I have given them here step by step. Number one, they ensure representation of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, and female students through reservation. Now, guys, though education has become affordable because of the RTE, Right to Education Act, and 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, but many number of times we find that there is a discrimination, or many number of times a dedicated focus on the children from scheduled caste, scheduled tribe community is not there. Many number of times because of many of the gender stereotypes, female are not getting the adequate enrollment in schools. So in these particular schools, there is a dedicated reservation for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and female students so that their enrollment can be increased. Number one. Number two, guys, these particular schools provide dedicated coaching facilities to the students so that they can crack the national level examinations such as NEET. Okay, so dedicated coachings can be given, are given. It also ensures that the people from poor backgrounds, okay, their children, they get good colleges. Also, they are not spending a lot of money in coaching institutes, in private coachings. So this thing is taken care of. Then third, they also focuses on social equity by providing level playing field to the rural and poor children from rural and poor socio-economic backgrounds. Also, also guys, in these particular OAV schools, there is a dedicated focus on teachers pedagogy that is also made. What is pedagogy? Pedagogy is a skill of teaching. Pedagogy is a teacher's skill of teaching. Often we find this particular thing that the teachers themselves don't know how to teach. So therefore, teachers education is an important component, and a specific focus on continuous teacher education program is there. Moreover, also to ensure a dedicated focused attention, it is ensured that teacher pupil ratio should be 1:25. Means for every 25 children, there will be one dedicated teacher that will be there. Also, guys, these OAVs, Odisha Adarsh Vidyalayas, they have also leveraged the digital technologies. How? Every student's academic and non-academic performance is continuously tracked so that how improvement can be done, such interventions can be made from time to time. So these are the features of the Odisha Adarsh Vidyalaya. Then second initiative of Odisha is Mo Schools. Second initiative is the Mo Schools. Now what are Mo School Abhiyan? So basically in Mo School Abhiyan, okay, so basically they are mobilizing the community. They are mobilizing alumni community to contribute. They are mobilizing alumni community to contribute towards revamping government schools in Odisha. Okay, so the people who have already been passed out, okay, alumni, okay, or the other people also, they are motivated so that they can contribute. They can connect, collaborate, contribute, create, and celebrate education. Okay, guys, there is also one more similar kind of a scheme, Vidyanjali scheme. In Vidyanjali scheme also, government invites volunteers so that they can come and can teach extracurricular activity to the students. Okay, then after that, the next is school adoption program, SAP, school adoption program. Now this is, guys, you can say that it is a community led crowd-sourced program. What this program is? So basically here people, they can donate money, they can give financial assistance so that good quality of education can be provided to students. And guys, here we find this particular thing that more than 5.5 lakh contributors, which includes ministers, MPs, MLAs, bureaucrats, professionals, judges, they have contributed around 797 crore rupees. This is a huge amount. 797 crore rupees they have given, and this particular money can be used for many meaningful activities. Then there is this high school transformation program. Okay, the how school transformation program, it is based on to the 5T concept. Now this 5T concept is transparency, technology, teamwork, timeliness, which will lead to finally to the transformation. Now in this particular program, guys, specific focus on technology and accessibility is given. Specific focus on technology is given. For example, now you see this thing that there are the children for special needs. Okay, there are the children for who are having visual disabilities. Okay, for them specific technologies are needed. Okay, moreover, education could be made more interactive with the help of IT technology, such as having a smart board and showing, let's say, the geographical phenomena through graphic animation on board. So technology can make education more interactive. Technology can reduce learning barriers for children for special needs. Okay, so therefore different type of educational technologies will be incorporated in this high school transformation program. So smart digital classrooms will be built. Smart and digital classrooms will be built. Then e-libraries, modern science libraries, improved sanitation facilities, sport facilities, which should cater to all the vulnerable sections. All this particular dedicated focus has been given here. Okay, so that is all, guys, about it. And now moving on to next article. Okay, and guys, meanwhile, if you are liking the video and if you think that it is helping you out, please do help our channel by liking the video, by commenting on the video, because as I have told you a number of times, by your interactions, YouTube platform will push our channel and will push our videos to the relevant people. So if you want to support us, you can do this thing. Now, next article that we have is again a very good article, and guys, this article is on the road safety, steering road safety in India back into the right lane. Now, this article will see with respect to GS paper number 2 and GS paper number 3. Okay, in infrastructure, GS3 particularly, it is a very important component. Okay, so basically, first of all, I would like to give you context of this particular article. Context of this particular article. So basically, on November 19th, that is yesterday, World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims was commemorated. World Day of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. Many people, they die in road accidents. Many people are brutally harmed, injured in road accidents. So to remember them, this particular day is celebrated. Now, basically, guys, when we talk about Indian roads, so there is one particular line that is written in the article that India's roads are a paradox. Why India's roads are called as a paradox? Because understand, on one hand, we say that India's roads are economic lifeline of India, like our veins. Okay, like the arteries and veins, they play an important role in our body. In the same way, India's roads, they act as arteries and veins of our nation. Okay, but at the same time, we see this particular thing that our roads are also the source of a silent but deadly pandemic. How silent and deadly pandemic? Because they are killing so many of the people every year. According to WHO, according to WHO, 3 lakh people are killed on roads in India every year. 3 lakh people are killed on the roads in India every year. However, according to NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau, and Ministry of Road and Transport Highway, 1.5 lakh people die every year. But even 1.5 lakh is a very big number. Okay, so around 34 people every hour are every day, they are dying on Indian roads. Now you see this thing that many of these people are often young people who are a demographic dividend of India. Okay, and they are dying because of the unsafe roads that are there. Also, it has been said that when we talk about world over, around 1.3 million people are killed in road accidents. But when we talk about India, India has the highest deaths in road accident. Okay, 1 in every 4 road deaths around the world. Okay, 1 in every 4 deaths around the world, it is happening in India. 25 road deaths are happening in India. Also, it has been said that it cost 5.7% of national GDP. Okay, because of these road accidents, 5 to 7 point 5 to 7% of GDP equivalent loss India is facing every year. Okay. Now, in this particular capacity, guys, what solutions can be done? So here, point by point, I have provided you solutions. One more important thing, guys, is that you might be knowing about Sustainable Developmental Goals, SDG. So we have 17 SDG goals which were adopted in 2015. They are to be achieved by 2030. Within these 17 goals, there are independent targets that are there. So 17 goals, within these 17 goals, 169 targets are there. Okay, 169 targets are there. So when we talk about Sustainable Developmental Goal, target 3.6, it talks about reducing by 50%, halving the number of global deaths and injuries from road crashes, and goal 11.2, to make public transport safe, affordable, and more accessible to all. Okay, so you can write them also in your answers. Now, first of all, priority is needed to be given on enforcing the use of seat belts. Okay, so guys, we have seen this particular thing, that not wearing a seat belt leads to a major reason for road deaths. In this capacity, few months back, there was actually a report of Ministry of Road Transport and Highways also, which provided that very small interventions such as wearing a seat belt, wearing a helmet, ensuring that you don't overspeed, it can reduce large number of road accidents. Now, it has been said that when we talk about use of seat belts, use of wearing a seat belt can reduces the risk of death among the drivers and front seat occupants by 45 to 50%. 45 to 50%. And not only wearing the seat belt should be the norm for front passengers, but even for the rear passengers, wearing a seat belt should be a behavioral habit, should be enforced. Okay. Secondly, correct helmet usage and the usage of a good quality of helmet can also reduce the fatal injuries and death by more than 42%. Please use these particular data. Also, guys, it has been provided that speeding leads to 70% of the road crash deaths. So speeding enforcements needed to be, speeding norms needs to be enforced. Okay, first of all, there needs to be a crackdown on these reckless YouTubers who do this moto vlogging nowadays, and often they are driving very recklessly. For that, speed monitor cameras need to be deployed, interceptors need to be deployed at the strategic locations where there is a possibility of over speeding. Okay, then after that, road infrastructure should be enhanced. Main number of times, guys, the road designs, engineering designs flaws are there, black spots are there, okay, blind spots are there in the roads which restrict the vision. Okay, and because of that also many accidents happen. Now, guys, in this particular capacity, UN has also started a global campaign for road safety, that is make a safety statement, in which international celebrities, etc., are being incorporated. Then, guys, after that, we find this particular thing, that India has also amended the Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019, which imposes the stringent fines on road violations, safety violations, etc. Also, we find this particular thing, that this act has a provision of enhanced data collection from road crashes. So that impactful measure. Okay, let's say, guys, there are certain areas. For example, there are 20% of the road patches that are there on which 80% of accidents are happening. So we can, if we have this data, we can study that what are the reasons that are leading to accident in these places. And if we rectify those spots, large number of fatalities, deaths can be reduced. Okay. Also, guys, police in major cities, for example, in Delhi, they are using intelligent traffic management to effectively regulate traffic so that traffic violations, crashes don't happen. Also, guys, UN Special Envoy is working on a specialized ventilated United Nations standard helmet. Now, guys, I told you that if a good quality helmet is worn properly, large number of deaths can be reduced. So basically, UN certified special designed helmets, they are also being tried to be manufactured at a cost of less than $20. So these are certain things that can help. Okay, and guys, and now the time has come that behavioral changes are to be incorporated. What behavioral changes are to be incorporated? Guys, understand this thing. There is often optimism bias in people. People don't wear helmet because they think that they will not be in a crash, they will not face an accident. Other people are the ones who face accidents, they'll not face accident. This is the reason they don't wear helmet, they don't wear seat belts. So these behavioral changes are to be brought, and Motor Vehicle Amendment Act, which has enhanced fines, it also needed to be suitably implemented. Okay, so this is guys all about this particular article. And guys, after that we have this particular article, 77 Indian military personnel in Maldives packs reviewed. Okay, article does not contains much of the substance, but a little bit of a background here you need to know, though we have discussed it multiple number of times. So guys, we have seen this particular thing, that recently elections have been held in Maldives, and basically we have find this particular thing that Mr. President Mohammad Muzu has become new president in Maldives. Now understand this thing, that earlier president of Maldives, Mr. Soli, okay, Mr. Ibu Soli, earlier president of Maldives, Mr. Soli, he was more inclined towards India and he has favored India. Large number of pacts and agreements have been signed with the India during the tenure of Mr. Soli, who was the earlier president. Okay, and guys, during that particular time, there was a dedicated campaign also that got started in Maldives, that is India Out campaign. That is India Out campaign. Okay, so certain political parties created this perception in Maldives that unduly Soli government is favoring India. Okay, and that thing might impact the sovereignty of Maldives. So this India Out campaign was started. And guys, the leaders of India Out campaign included Mr. Mizu. So Mr. Mizu that is there, he belongs to the camp of India Out. Okay, and this India Out campaign's leaders, it was seen that actually they are more sympathetic towards China, and they want that the China should be given more stake in Maldives. So basically guys, when election was happening in Maldives few months back, it was called as a India-China election. Why? Because if Mr. Muzu, who was running in the presidential race, if he would have won, it means that he will negate India's presence, and he will give more agreements, he will give more deals to China. And Mr. Mizu has actually come to the president's seat also. And now he has started doing what was feared. What he has done? Right now, guys, there are 77 Indian military personnel who are present in Maldives. And why they are there in Maldives? Because guys, now here, though it is not important for exam, you need not to go too much in detail in these numbers, but just for making it clear, I am telling you here. So there are 24 Indian military personnel who manage the Indian helicopter that has been given to Maldives. 25 manage the Dornier aircraft. Then some of them manage the second helicopter that has been given to Maldives. So they are there in the upkeep and management of the strategic assets such as a Dornier aircraft, helicopter that have been given to India. Also, hundreds of agreements have also been signed between India and Maldives. Now, Mr. Muizu is reviewing all these things. Okay, and it is speculated that he wants that these military personnels should be sent back to India. So this is something that is happening. More things will become clear as the time will pass. So that is all guys about it. And now the main practice question for today. So question is, as almost 1 in every 4 road deaths around the world take place in India, it must push officials to do much more to end a silent pandemic. Comment. 10 marker question. Okay, for GS paper number 3. So that is all guys about it. And with this, we come to an end to the today's session. I hope that you have understood it. And now I will take the doubts that are there. Sir, I have a doubt for current affairs. From which month we should prepare? You should have 1 year horizon at least. So if in May exams are being held next year, so at least from June to May current affairs should be prepared. Okay, or May to May. I have a doubt that I live in a village and don't find the Hindu newspaper, so can I fully depend on your videos for current? Okay, see this particular thing that first of all, if you are living in any area where Hindu is not available, if you still want to read Hindu, you can read through e-paper, one thing. Secondly, in this particular session, we cover all the articles from the prelims as well as mains perspective along with the background. So if you are following analysis, this is a kind of a guarantee from my side that no article will be missed. All the articles that are relevant will be covered along with all the necessary information that is needed. This is the assurance that we can give. Also, we have shown, I have made a video also that how the questions that have come from current affairs, even the static questions, they can be addressed from the Hindu newspaper articles. Fine, one thing. Second thing, I will never advise you that you should never read, because reading is a habit that personally I feel is a very important one. So I will never advise you that you please don't read. See, if you are doing it for saving some time and to be more efficient, you can do that particular thing. But I will never say that reading as a habit is bad. Okay. So I hope you have got that.